Look at those eyes glowing in the corner of your dark hallway and realize one thing right now. Your cat has been waiting for you to make a fatal mistake for their entire life, and you have never even noticed the shadow moving behind you. Most owners think they have figured their feline companions out by providing food and a soft bed, but there is a hidden list of demands your cat silently craves that almost nobody has the courage to talk about. And here is what makes it absolutely bone-chilling. These are not big or complicated gestures. They are painfully simple and incredibly easy to perform. But if you keep getting them wrong, which most owners do every single hour of every single day, your cat starts to give up on you and begins to see you as something other than a provider. Here is the first terrifying thing they have been waiting for. 1. Give them a high place to own or prepare for the consequences. Have you ever caught your cat climbing on top of the refrigerator or the highest shelf in the kitchen and immediately pulled them down while scolding them? Most owners do this without thinking. But that moment you thought was bad behavior was actually your cat following an ancient and bloody instinct that is hardwired into their very DNA. Cats are biologically programmed to seek out the highest point in any room because in the wild height does not just mean safety. It means tactical dominance. It means having the power to see every jugular vein in the room while staying out of reach of a counterattack. A study published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats with access to vertical spaces showed significantly lower stress levels than cats trapped on the floor. That is not a simple preference for a view. That is a psychological need for a vantage point. Think about your home right now and be honest with yourself. Where does your cat go when they feel overwhelmed or when the vacuum cleaner roars to life? If the answer is under the bed or behind the dusty couch, then you have failed them. They are hiding low in the dirt because you never gave them the option to feel like a god up high. A simple wall shelf or a tall cat tree near a window can change your cat's entire mental state from a victim to a watcher. When a cat has a high place they can call their own, they stop hiding in the shadows. They start watching you from above. And that shift from hiding to watching is the exact moment your cat begins to feel like your home is actually their hunting ground. And if this one surprised you, then the last thing on this list is the one that will make you feel sick with guilt once you finally hear the truth. Because you have had the chance to do it every single day and you chose to ignore it. 2. Stop petting them when they did not ask, or you might find out how sharp their patience truly is. Have you ever reached out to pet your cat and they flinched or ducked away like you were a monster? Most owners shrug it off as them being moody, but your cat just told you something vital and you completely missed the warning. Here is the thing most people do not realize about the creature sleeping on their sofa. Every time you reach out and touch your cat without them asking for it, you are making a massive withdrawal from a trust account you did not even know existed. 1 or 2 mistakes are fine. But dozens of times a day and week after week that balance runs dry until there is nothing left but resentment. Cats are one of the only domestic animals that need to initiate affection on their own terms for it to actually feel safe. A study from the University of Lincoln found that cats who had total control over when and how they were touched showed stronger bonds with their owners than cats who were petted freely at the owner's whim. So what does asking actually look like in their world? It is the sudden head nudge against your hand. The slow walk toward you with their tail held straight up like a spear. The moment they curl into your lap without being placed there. Those are invitations to enter their space. Everything else is just you deciding for them and forcing your will upon a predator. The hardest part of being a cat owner is doing absolutely nothing. It is letting your cat walk past you without reaching down to grab them. It is sitting on the couch and keeping your hands perfectly still even when they look soft. It feels unnatural because we want to love them, but the moment you stop reaching and start waiting, something shifts in the air. Your cat starts coming to you more frequently, not because you trained them but because you finally became someone who was safe to approach. 3. Sit on the floor with them and see what they see. When was the last time you actually sat on the cold floor next to your cat without a phone in your hand? Not to grab them or to clean up a mess, but just to exist. Most owners do not realize this, but your cat spends their entire existence looking up at you as if you are a mountain. You are this giant and unpredictable figure that walks fast and makes loud noises and towers over them every single moment of the day. From their perspective, you are a titan. And titans are never truly safe to be around. But something fascinating and a little bit haunting happens when you lower yourself to their level. Researchers in animal behavior have noted that cats interpret body height as a signal of threat or dominance. The smaller you make yourself, the less intimidating you become. It is not about being weak. It is about being approachable to a killer. Try this tonight when the house is quiet. Next time your cat is lounging in the living room, just sit on the floor a few feet away from them. Do not call their name. Do not reach out your hand. Just exist in their space at their height. Watch what happens to their eyes. Most cats will look at you differently almost immediately. Some will slowly walk over to investigate the change in your stature. Others will just relax deeper into their paws because for the first time in a long time you are not something they have to monitor for sudden movements. This is especially powerful for cats who are shy or anxious. You can spend months trying to earn their trust with expensive treats and toys, or you can sit on the floor for 10 minutes and let gravity do the work for you. Your cat has been waiting for you to come down into their world, but you have been too busy standing tall. 4. Let them sniff your scent before you dare to touch them. Do you offer your hand before you pet your cat, or do you just go straight for the top of their head? Be honest, because most owners skip this step every single time, and it is one of the biggest trust breakers in your cat's entire day. Here is what is happening from your cat's perspective. Their sense of smell is 14 times stronger than yours. Scent is how they read the history of the world and how they identify whether you are a friend or a threat in that specific moment. When you skip the sniff and go straight for the pet, you are basically skipping a hello and going straight for a forceful hug with someone who was not ready for your touch. The right way to do it is almost too easy. Before you touch your cat, extend one finger or the back of your hand a few inches from their nose. Let them come to you. Let them take in the information of where you have been and what you have touched. If they lean in or bump your hand with their forehead, that is a green light. If they pull back or turn their head away, that is your answer. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that cats who were allowed to initiate contact through scent investigation first showed fewer signs of stress and aggression. That one small pause of 2 seconds changes everything. 5. Build a routine they can predict or watch their sanity crumble. Have you ever noticed your cat waiting by their bowl at the exact same time every day, even without a clock? That is not a coincidence. That is your cat telling you what they need most to survive the boredom of domestic life. Cats do not experience time the way we do with minutes and hours. They experience patterns of behavior. When you feed them at the same hour and play with them at the same moment every night, your cat builds an internal map of their entire world around you. And that map is their only source of safety. When that map breaks because you are late or inconsistent, something inside their mind snaps. A study published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that unpredictable environments were one of the leading causes of chronic stress and sickness in indoor cats. We are not talking about big disruptions like moving to a new house. We are talking about small things like feeding them 30 minutes late or skipping playtime for a week. To you, that is just a busy life. To your cat, the one stable thing in their world just became a lie. 6. Talk to them out loud because they are listening to more than your words. Do you ever talk to your cat when nobody else is around? If you do, you are not crazy. You are doing the one thing your cat has been waiting for since they were a kitten. Here is what most people do not know. Adult cats do not meow at other cats. Meowing is a secret language they developed exclusively for communicating with humans. Your cat looked at you and over time created a vocal system designed for an audience of one. You. A study from Lund University found that cats develop unique vocal patterns tailored to their specific owner. That means no other cat on earth sounds the way yours does because no other cat is trying to talk to you. But here is where it gets dark. Your cat has been speaking this language every single day at the door and in the kitchen, and you have been ignoring their cries. They are listening to your voice and they know when you are talking to them. They are not waiting for you to tell them you love them. They are waiting to hear if your voice changes tone when you look at them. The truth is, your cat is not meowing because they want a treat or a scratch behind the ears. They are meowing to see if you are still responsive enough to hear them, or if they should start looking at you as their next meal.